Ladies and gentlemen, Oburu Oginga today made a grave political mistake. Oburu Oginga and ODM leaders met with aspirants from Nyanza region. And from all indications, and from the numbers I saw there, ODM will still remain a major political party in Nyanza.
ODM, mine is very simple. People will want to negotiate with you only if you are strong. Nobody wants to talk to a weak person. Nobody wants to talk to a weak organization. Kenya since 2002 has been a coalition county. NAC was a coalition. Then we went to Grand Coalition. It has been coalition. Even 2013, it was a coalition. So we will end up in a coalition. But the respect and the sharing we'll get will depend on our numbers. So let us try, even as we front candidates, please. I want to ride on what the chair said. Go to the ground and be popular. If we put in weak candidates, we'll be giving the opposition. Because when we appear weak, even the small new parties will start now to see that they have a chance. So please go to the ground. Let us be strong. And let us populate our numbers in the county assemblies in Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori, and in the National Assembly. Let us hope to achieve at least more than 100 ODM members. And in the Senate, let us hope to achieve at least 25, 30 ODM senators. And in the governors, the same. Thank you. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
But the speech by Oburu Oginga, where he declared that he's going to defend his seat in Siaya, was a big blunder. As a matter of fact, James Orengo and Babu Owino are celebrating, their allies are dancing. Because you don't expect a party leader to declare that he's going to defend his seat. In this video, I want to talk about that declaration by Oburu Oginga and why personally I strongly believe that that was a grave political mistake which is going to bury Oburu Oginga, politically speaking.
We are not zoning with Martha Karua. I heard her also talking about zoning. So, Martha, we are not interested in zoning with you. You can zone with whoever you want. But we are zoning only for ourselves within the coalition of ODM and ODA. And these are still under negotiations.
But before I do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think Linda Wananchi is outsmarting Linda Grounds? To an extent that the Linda Grounds movement have already said that for them, they are no longer Linda something. They are purely ODM.
We had a movement called Linda Ground. And the movement was to consolidate our bases. But some people came, and instead of thinking about their own movement, they came to this Linda movement. And they called themselves Linda something else. Koro ginawa wenegi. Koro 11 OD tuko tayari. I'm saying this because aspirants will be doing their own materials, t-shirts, posters, and so on. We don't want you to create confusion on your poster or material or banner. Iyo mambo ya Linda Ground, tumewacha. We are the ODM party under Dr. Oburu Oginga.
Because Linda Wananchi actually outsmarted them. And one of the reasons why Linda Wananchi outsmarted them was because of this issue of presidency. James Orengo maintained that there's no way ODM as a big political party cannot produce a presidential candidate. And as you can see, Orengo is actually running across the country, hyping his presidential bid. It's going to be the first time since 2007 when the Luo Nation will not, or ODM party will not produce a presidential candidate. And that's something which most ODM supporters are yet to accept. And therefore, they expected Oburu Oginga, even if you are to make this announcement, very late in the day. Because they've really fallen right into the trap which Orengo and Babu Owino were setting for them. Now, how is this declaration by Oburu Oginga political blunder? Let me explain. Number one, Oburu Oginga and ODM, the wing, has made it very clear that they are supporting William Ruto's re-election bid, which means they're not going to produce a presidential candidate. So what is the expectation of ODM support base? They expect Oburu Oginga and the team to negotiate with William Ruto and come up with something or come out with something. And one of the things they are demanding, their supporters expect them to demand, is the position of the deputy president. There are several positions which, as a party, they can negotiate. But now, if you have a party leader saying he's not going to run, while in the ODM constitution, the party leader is the automatic presidential candidate.
I want to make it absolutely clear that our constitution already has a presidential candidate for our party. And that presidential candidate is clearly stated in the constitution of our party. And it is the party leader. And it is the party leader speaking. I am the presidential candidate for ODM if ODM decides that it goes it alone. So anybody who is preparing himself to go for presidential election in ODM, I think is misplaced. If they want to go for presidential candidacy, they should look for another party. But this particular party, the presidential candidacy is already decided by its own constitution.
The other day you heard how Kajwang TJ was explaining de jure party leader and de facto party leader. So the de facto party leader now becomes the automatic presidential candidate. So that's actually falling for the trap of Orengo. So it was a mistake, considering that the party leader ought to be the automatic presidential candidate, because ODM has been saying one thing, that they will either form government or be part of government. You cannot form government without a presidential candidate, of which the constitution expressively, of which the party constitution expressingly, of which the party constitution clearly states that the party leader is the presidential candidate. So for that, it means they're not going to produce a presidential candidate. Number two, so for that, I think it was a mistake. Number two, James Orengo and Babu Owino are not vindicated. They maintained that Oburu Oginga and the group sold the party. And selling the party meant supporting Ruto, which for me might not be the case anyway, because these guys joined the government because Raila Odinga was part of that government. But the truth is, now, politically speaking, now Oburu, now Orengo and Babu are vindicated. Because how come you don't even make attempts to push the agenda of the presidential candidate, to push the agenda of the presidency? How would you even negotiate with William Ruto if you've declared, if your own senator, the party leader, the youth leader, has made it very clear that for him, he's going back to Bondo to contest in Siaya. So, and I expect James Orengo and Babu Owino to run with this narrative beginning tomorrow. Number three, and this is very dangerous for them, their supporters are now viewing them as people who have sensed defeat. Because once you sense defeat, what do? You go for softer landing. If Oburu can still run for the Senate of Siaya, won't stop Oburu from negotiating a position in William Ruto's government if he's sure that William Ruto is going to come back as a president. Because if he was sure, he would support him. And that's the truth. But now they're coming out as people who are not even sure of William Ruto winning. And they are going back for their seats. Gladys Wanga might be going for second term. And who else? Number 3, and I think this is the most important thing, these guys have lowered the bar so low. The legacy of Raila Odinga is now at stake. Raila Odinga was ODM party leader. He never contested, but he was very powerful. In fact, personally, I had expected Oburu Oginga to even resign as a senator the moment he accepted to be party leader. But the fact now that he's still intending to defend that seat of Siaya Senator, for me, that is lowering the standard. A party leader ought to be a party leader. You convene meetings, you're not in the same level. Because let's say they go to parliament. Then Orengo, let's say they go to parliament. Then they fail to get the numbers. So it means they will not be the minority leader, they will not be the majority leader, they will not be the minority whip, they will not be the majority whip. So he'll just be there. Commanding who? Yeah? Commanding who? So for me, that was a big political blunder. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.